Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It's the Manchester United derby loss to Manchester City. Call in, Skype in for you lot to have your say. Look, Manchester United had one shot on target in that game and it was from the penalty. That's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so and I said so as well. Listen to Jose Mourinho. Are you Mourinho in? Are you Mourinho out? Where are you at? How are you feeling after that game? We're going to take some of your calls. Just some things that you may not have picked up from Jose Mourinho. He described the performance as a positive performance, definitely not a negative performance. The mistakes allowed Man City to win that game, but it was a positive performance from Manchester United, not a negative one. I mean, definitely at odds with what I said in my match reaction, but am I missing something? Maybe some of you want to say that. Also fighting for fourth. That's what we are doing now. In the words of Jose Mourinho, Manchester United are fighting for fourth position. We are live for the next few minutes. We're going to be taking your calls, but we're also we will have Fancams at some point. So I'm just going to stay live, take as many calls as I can, maybe a minute or two. Loads of people, really quick opinions. Dazza, can you hear me?
Hello, good evening, Mark.
How you doing? Where are you then, Dazza? Mourinho in, Mourinho out. Why?
Oh, I've been Mourinho out since the start of the season, mate.
Good results over the last month, though. Good
not
results.
Because of the way the United, were playing and stuff in pre-season and last season. It was due to all this, this third season syndrome rumours and stuff that had been going around. And I had a feeling that if we had kept Jose Mourinho through this season, that would probably happen. And it showed. It showed because look where we are on the table, 8th in the league, and I went into today's game thinking, you know what, I think I was slightly confident with the fact that we had 3 wins on the bounce, but I wasn't that confident actually going into today with the fact that, Man City were obviously, doing absolutely amazing in the league and top of the league.
They were on a different page to us, weren't they? They were on a different page. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, the better team won, I hate to say that, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's just it's an L. We have to take the L, the loss, and we just have to improve after the international break.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, the thing was that I think a lot of us went into it confidently after Juventus, and the performance today, I think it upset. Look, Mourinho said it was a positive performance. It wasn't a negative performance. Do you agree with him?
There wasn't many positives to take out of that game, to be honest with you. And as you said at the start, one shot on target from the whole game, and that was the penalty. Sorry, I don't think that was a positive performance. I didn't even think we really turned up, especially in that first half. But like I said, there's not much we can do about it now. We've lost the game. And like I say, onwards and upwards to the next game. I can't even remember who we've got next off the top of my head.
Crystal Palace at home.
Who do we have next?
Palace at home. And then Young Boys at home as well.
Palace at home, yes.
Two winnable games. But look, I'm going to try and get as many people on as possible, Daz. But thanks for calling in. And I know you will call in again.
Yep, no problem.
Cheers,
pal. Call in again at some point. Cheers.
Right, let's grab somebody else. Remember, you can Skype in. It's Skype Goldbridge, all one word. Skype in, have your say. Mourinho in, Mourinho out. Was it a positive performance? Jose says it was. It wasn't a negative performance. Give us your thoughts and have your say. Andy Stewart says Mourinho needs his head examining. Feel like ripping my ears off, says Jake Colleran. It was interesting just before I came live, actually. I was listening to what Mourinho had to say, and I think I had it on subtitles because I was on another call. And I think he mentioned something about fatigue from Juventus, which I found, I don't know whether anybody heard that. I found that quite interesting. Also, Gary Neville on Sky Sports was quite interesting. Obviously, I think Mourinho still has a job because of Gary Neville, and he stuck up for him when he was going to get the sack. And I think Gary Neville believes that Mourinho is the right man for the job. He believed Moyes was the right man for the job as well. So, everybody's got an opinion. That's what it's all about. So hopefully we'll get some of yours as well. I am taking Skype calls, so get involved with that. Skype Goldbridge, all one word. Do we think City will have points deducted if found guilty of financial fraud? To be honest with you, mate, to me it doesn't really matter because it's just... The reality is we got beat by the better team today because we never even tried to play football. We were embarrassing. Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, yes.
Is that Reese?
Yeah, it's Reese.
How you doing, pal?
I'm very annoyed. I'm Jose out, of course, and his tactics today were disgraceful. Putting Fellaini on and Herrera and Matic just the midfield was disgraceful. We couldn't pass. We couldn't do nothing.
It's interesting because we always try and reserve judgment on the United stand when the team news comes in, because sometimes, you can say it's a bad team and it turns out okay. But I think I read something on Twitter just before I came live about how, we knew that game was lost as soon as the team news came in. I felt it was the midfield, and I just don't understand why he played tall, slow players against a team that likes to keep the ball on the ground and is small.
Yeah, where was Pereira? I mean, I don't understand why you would put Matic on. He can't pass forward. He can only pass it sideways and backwards. I'm completely confused.
Just on Matic, Reece, I'm just going to ask you about this. What are your thoughts on Matic? Because I said in my match reaction, I don't think Mourinho's ever going to drop him, but I actually think he's been very, very poor for a very long period of time. And he was totally at fault for that third goal. I mean, is he a problem to you, or do you think he can get back?
He was a great player back in like 10 years ago when that type of defensive football was the way to play. But now you can't play that way with Matic. He's just a last generation player. He's gone. He's finished.
Also interesting, I mean, I said this in the week, as soon as Fellaini's fit, he'll be playing. I thought Fellaini was man of the match today, but I don't say that in a nice way. I just think it shows how bad we are. But Lukaku came on, he got the penalty. I know a lot of people don't want Lukaku in the team, but I have said Mourinho, like Matic, he loves Lukaku. He will be back in the team. In fact, I think he'll start against Palace. Where do you stand on Lukaku? I know he won us the penalty, but there was a lot of bad touches again.
Oh, yeah. He slows us down the way we play. If we want to play attacking, we can't play with him because he just slows us down like Zlatan did. He has a first touch of a devil. Like, you can't do anything with him. The only good thing he's good at is chasing a long ball, which we hardly do. So we need Sanchez in there. When Sanchez retires, we need a proper striker like maybe Depay or maybe Griezmann, but he won't come. But
Yeah. Well, Reece, I'm going to get through as many calls as I can, but really, really good points. And please do call in again, pal.
Oh, thanks so much.
Cheers, mate. It's spot on as well because I'm having trouble with Skype here. I don't think I can close the call now. But what I was going to say is that please do keep Skyping in, everybody. We'll try and take as many calls as possible, although it is playing up a little bit at the moment. But that was a great point from Reece, and we spoke about it in the watch-along as well. That penalty, it was a Stonewall penalty, and Lukaku did really well to win the penalty. But you know what? It reminded me of Lukaku at Everton, that we can never replicate at United. Man City play on the front foot. They play a high line, and they were going for us. They wanted to score more goals against us. Most of the teams Manchester United they play a deeper line because we're Manchester United, and we will never we don't get the opportunity to hit the flanks. We don't get the ball to hit. We don't get the chance for Lukaku to get in behind a defence because we play so deep and slow. Lukaku in that position can cause damages, but it's after that goal when he was getting the ball into his feet and everything, we couldn't create anything because, as I said, his first touch is always in Sainsbury's car park. Look, I've had my say on my match reaction. If you haven't watched it, go and give it a watch. But this is about you lot and your say. But very, very interesting comments from Jose Mourinho. Very, very interesting comments from Jose Mourinho saying that it was a positive performance and the team is, it wasn't a negative performance. It was a positive performance. I find that quite interesting because I don't think many people... I mean, I saw Graeme Souness gets a lot of stick for his opinions on Paul Pogba, which I think are unfair. But he said it's amazing to look at the difference in Manchester United in a decade, and there won't be many Manchester United fans who are very happy with that performance tonight. They will be very, very disappointed for a Manchester derby. Hello, can you hear me, Andrew?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How you doing, pal?
Not too good, man. I can't believe what happened.
We just didn't turn up, did we? It was embarrassing.
It was shameful. It's like we wanted to lose the game or draw it.
Yeah, I mean, look, maybe I'm wrong, but to me it looked like we approached that game to park the bus with a midfield that is double the size of them. I just don't understand. I said it in my match reaction. I don't like it when a manager is paid a lot of money to manage our club and football fans know a better 11 and better tactics.
I know, because I couldn't believe it, because that's the most average lineup I've ever seen at Manchester derby. It was so negative. How can you have Matic in the team? when he's been terrible since he signed for the club.
I know.
He's been absolutely donkey shit. He's been like that since Chelsea. 'Cause Chelsea in his last year, he was declining really fast, and people didn't see that. That's why a lot of Chelsea fans were so happy when Matic went, because they could see he was declining then.
Do you think? I mean, look. Well, I'll ask you two questions actually. Do you think Mourinho? How long do you think Mourinho is going to be at the club?
I think he's going to be here till the end of the season. And if that's going to be the case, he's going to be 12th place, like I predicted. Be 12th.
Yeah, and then the next question was going to be: Do you know Mourinho's talking about top 4 by Christmas? We are 12 points off first. I think we need to forget that, but we are 7 points off fourth, which is a lot of points. I you know, people say it's only 7 points. It's a lot of points because these teams in the top 4, they don't lose many games. Do you think we seriously can get top 4?
No chance, because Arsenal will beat us, will wipe the floor of us. Even though they're playing badly today, I think they'll still beat us.
Yeah, I think our next...
I'm very fearful.
Sorry, go on.
I'm very fearful about what's going to happen in the international break, because I can see him going back to his old ways. All these favourites will be back in. Martial will be out. All the players have been playing well. They'll be all out of the team again. Watch this space.
Well, to be honest, he's done it a lot quicker because the tactics were back to what they were today. Park the bus. Lukaku was on after an hour. Fellaini started.
I couldn't believe it because Lingard was terrible. He was terrible in the last game, and Mata done awesome. I'm thinking you should put Mata in. Mata made an impact. He actually won us that game technically, and he drops him and puts him on the bench. You should put him in the midfield 3 with Pereira and Fred.
I agree. I said it. I think I tweeted it out actually. I said, I can't. You know, what more can Juan Mata do? You know, he comes on against Juventus, gets us the win with that free kick, and then over the last month, like Martial, he's been fantastic, and still he doesn't pick him.
I don't understand it. I don't understand his logic. Why he chooses a team who've done so well against Juventus, and then he picks the opposite team of what us United fans expect. We expect attacking lineup. At least go for it.
Definitely. Well, thanks for calling, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No worries, pal. I'll speak to you soon.
You too.
I just want to look at just the league. I know we've spoken about the league, but obviously a big factor in the league is to actually look at what our next few games are. And in the league, we have got. I mean, I think we've sorted Champions League out with that lucky win against Juventus, thank God. But we've got Crystal Palace at home, which is the first game after the international break. Then we've got Southampton away. Then we've got Arsenal at home, and then we've got Fulham at home, and then we've got Liverpool away, and that's our next 5 games. So you look at it and you think, look, Palace at home, 3 points. Southampton away, I'm sorry, they're shit, 3 points. Arsenal at home, who knows? Arsenal don't have a great record at Old Trafford, who knows? Fulham at home, 3 points, they're terrible. Liverpool away. So I think what's going to happen is I think we'll beat Palace, we'll beat Southampton, maybe we'll beat Arsenal, get a draw, we'll beat Fulham, and suddenly you've got 10 points from 4 again, just like we've just had, and everyone's like, Jose's the right man. Then we go away to Liverpool, park the bus, probably get beat, maybe get a draw, and everyone's like, he's still the same shit. And then you're at Christmas, and is that enough to get you top 4? I mean, we've got winnable games after that. We've got Cardiff away, Huddersfield at home, Bournemouth at home. But is that enough to get us top 4? I don't think we're going to be. I don't think, like Andrew says, I don't think we're going to be 12th by Christmas. I don't think that. I think we'll be in touching distance. But I do believe that we have a long way to come back. And the big disappointment for me today is that the manager's coming out saying that's a positive performance, when I think so many Manchester United fans will be just dejected after a good run of performances. They're going to be dejected that we've put in a performance like that that has, essentially, puts us into an international break, 8th in the league, 12 points off the first, 7th. Damien, can you hear me? Hello? No, might have a problem here. Hello, can you hear me? Skype's playing up a little bit here. We'll sort it out shortly. We have got Fancams coming in. I'm literally live at the moment doing these shows until Flex rings me to tell me that the Fancams are up and running. And as soon as that's the case, I will get working on those for you. But it's going to be interesting because Rance is at the game and we know he's not a pro Mourinho person, so that will be interesting what he has to say there. I think the whole team needs revamping, says Mayakam Abarani. Well, I don't think you're wrong with that. I think the whole team probably does need a bit of a revamp. But we don't know really how much work this team needs until we get a manager in who knows what he's on about. You know, it's we're so, you know, Mourinho and Pep, they're on a different planet. You know, Klopp's close to Pep, Poch is close to Pep, Sarri's close to Pep because they're playing a certain brand of football. Unfortunately, our manager is playing a brand of football that is just so hard to well, it's not hard to understand, it's negative. But then he comes out and says, oh, it's not negative, it's a positive way of playing football. And it you know, obviously it's not. It's just hard. I know people are trying to call in at the moment. I'm just waiting for Skype to settle down. I think we've got so many people trying to call in. It's crashing a little bit. It will sort itself out in a minute. So I'll just go to the live comments. Flex has not had a good day, says Michael Jones. I don't know why that is. Can't even play long ball right, says Poker Horse. I mean, yeah, you know, that's spot on. We did park the bus, but we did also set our team up to play in a way that was about long ball, and we knew that. We knew that from minute one. It was all about trying to get long balls into the box and causing City, who are a relatively small side, problems with the likes of a Fellaini or a Matic, and it was abhorrent, absolutely abhorrent. Right, I'm trying to take a call here. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Mark, I can hear you.
How you doing? All right?
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you doing?
I'm all right, but from a football fan point of view, I'm just I'm disappointed, but to be honest with you, I'm not surprised because a lot of people were saying they're Mourinho in after the Juventus game.
Yeah.
I got a lot of stick for saying, no, I'm still Mourinho out. So in some ways, I'm justified, but obviously I'm very disappointed because I didn't think he would actually park the bus, and he did. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, first of all, I'm Mourinho in. I don't know where I get the confidence to even say that right now, but
so yeah, it's
feel
an
like,
opinion. It's your opinion. Go for it.
Sorry?
It's your opinion. Explain it to us. I'd love to hear why you are, because I know some people are.
Well, I feel like the problem with Manchester United is deeper than just Mourinho, you know. I know he's been backed and we expect him to play amazing football, but sometimes you make buys that don't really come off, you know. Buys like Fred, buys like Lukaku that didn't come off, and they expected the board to, I don't know, trust him a little bit more, you know. I mean, he's a winning manager. That's what you get with Mourinho. You get winning. You get 3 points every game, basically, in the Premier League if you give him what he needs. And I feel like he wasn't given that. But aside from that, he's got a lot of issues which he has to deal with in terms of his style of play, considering that he's at Manchester United. But going on to today's game, I feel like we were never going to win that game from the onset because the midfield was set up to be a very slow one, a very pragmatic one. You're not going to get creativity from Fellaini. Neither are you going to get it from Matic, so that's already 2 players who are out of the game in terms of positive creativity. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why he keeps Fred on the bench, because obviously we needed a bit of creativity. And Mata, like the last caller said, Mata was very crucial in this game. He was really crucial because Pogba was out, and the only player besides Pogba who can link up play with Martial, who is our most dangerous attacking player, is Mata. And expected him to start, and I don't know. It's kind of hard to back Jose right now because, you know, I know he's a winner. I know with the right tools he gets you the results, but at the same time, I feel he's making certain decisions that are just letting him out for the Wolves to hunt him down, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Well, thanks for calling. I'm sorry it's not a long one, but I'm just trying to get through as many as I can. But I really do appreciate it because it's great to get
Thanks a lot for
another side of it.
Mark. I really enjoy the show, and everybody subscribe and hit the like button. We really, really love your show, man.
Cheers, mate. I'll speak to you soon.
All right.
And it is very, very important to get different sides of the coin. And I know a lot of people in the live comments are like, oh, no, We don't want the other side of the coin. We don't want to see people talking about being Jose Mourinho in. But the reality is some people are, and this is a fan channel and everyone's entitled to their opinion. But I just don't think that he is... I'm not surprised what he did today. And I think he failed. But what I am surprised is I think he did it too soon. I was like, when people were saying to me on Wednesday, what will it take for you to be Mourinho in? Because it was a fantastic result to go and win in Juventus. A fantastic result. And I was like, even if we beat Man City, I'm still not Mourinho in. And people were like, well, why? And it's because I don't trust Mourinho until everybody's back fit and we're playing... we've got to go and do this over 10 games. And already, after the Juventus game, he wins a really important game, goes to Man City, parks the bus, gets Lukaku on as quick as he can, plays a dull, slow midfield. It was almost, as I say, the team news came out and you knew you'd lost that game. It was like, how can he not know he's lost that game? And if I'm not going to repeat what I've said in my match reaction, but the only teams that can beat Man City are not teams that park the bus. So why did we park the bus? It made no difference. It actually made zero sense to me what he was trying to do today, other than reverting back to the same old tactics that he always does. And I was obviously very, very disappointed with it, but it's gone now. And I think after the international break, we've got probably 3 games he's going to win on the bounce, and people are probably going to say, I'm Jose in again, and we'll go through the circle of nonsense again. Damien, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me, Mark?
Yeah, just about. How you doing?
I'm all right. Let me just mute the show. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better. What do you want to talk about, pal?
I've not got long. I mean, probably just the same as everybody else. Matic, really poor. I mean, it's like what you're saying. We lost that game from the team news. If you're going to play a system where you're trying to man-mark David Silva and Bernardo Silva, why are our players 5 and 10 yards away from them? The ball watching on some of the goals was dreadful. It's this whole Mourinho in, Mourinho out thing. I was Mourinho in for the longest time. But if you're manager of Manchester United, why are you having issues with the players? Why are you not playing the best player in our pre-season, Pereira? Why are you playing Matic when he's clearly not recovered? And it's just, the scary thing is, why would anybody want to sign for us? With Mourinho in the club, why would anybody want to sign for us? Why would you want to commit your future to us? A lot of people are saying, oh, City are far better than us, they're far better than us. But it's not that they're far better than us. It's just that they're all playing with freedom. There's humility with the team. They even tried harder than us today. How bad is that?
That's the one.
We know that the top of the league, they're flying and all the rest of it. So why aren't we trying harder than they are? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Well, you're right, because they are a better team. So that's why Derby's a leveler, isn't it? Because they might be the better team. We saw it for years. We were the better team than City, but they'd roll up and they'd try really hard, and that sometimes would level it up. But we didn't have that. And also, just to throw a question back at you, I mean, obviously I've read it myself. There are United fans saying it's City, they're way ahead of us, we've got other things to focus on. But I think that's taken a lot away from actually, if you watched us play Bournemouth, for example, last week in the first half, they were much better than us as well. So it's not, you can't just use the excuse of City, because a lot of teams have been a lot better than us this season. I think it's just this negative brand of football that he doesn't seem to be able to detach himself from.
Well, I mean, it's like, the thing is, we're Manchester United, so every team that isn't as good as us is going to try harder than us. And that's why we're losing games, because these people are trying harder. Football's got to the stage now where if you've got 11 players that put the shift in, you've got a chance of winning. It doesn't matter whether you're Yeovil, Derby, whoever. So you've got to take that, and you've got to understand that as United players. And if you're playing a team like Juventus or City, who are better than you, then you've got to put that effort in. Greatness comes from talent and humility. We've spent years arguing over squad numbers, and City are doing what they're doing. It's embarrassing, to be fair. And there's no point in picking, this segment out of it, or digging out Rashford for his control, or lamenting about why, they shouldn't have even had David Silva if the Glazers didn't own our club. There's no point in picking it. The fact of the matter is this: we have a manager who, in his third year, is not getting the best out of the players.
Yeah, spot on. It's year 3, isn't it? And that's the problem. It's like, we still don't know what our best 11 is. We still don't know what our philosophy is.
It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing being a Manchester United fan to watch a team that. It's like, what's that game? Is it like one of those old football games where the player only comes alive when the ball comes near them? It's like the ball comes near him. We've got one player and nobody showing for him. We can't even take a throw-in, Mark. We can't even take a throw-in because we haven't got 2 or 3 players making space or moving. How is that even possible?
It's funny, actually, because the second goal, you've just reminded me of the second goal. Herrera, Sterling's in the box, he makes a mistake. Herrera gets the ball, looks up on one of their mistakes to maybe make a break and decides actually he's better off going down and taking the foul because there's nothing in front of him. De Gea then takes the free kick, Lingard doesn't control it, and Aguero goes and scores. But that's the thing, it's like, when someone makes a mistake, you think, well, there's an opportunity to go and break. And, our players look up, and Rashford did it in the first half, bombing down the right-hand side, looks around him, no one there. And there's no support, there's no attacking intent. And, this is Manchester United at the end of the day. We're not, with all due respect, we're not West Ham, we're not Bournemouth, we are Manchester United. We've got a history. We're the club that invented attacking football. And
I always say we've gone from that goal that Ronaldo, Rooney, and I think it was Park scored against Arsenal to this. And that's why I will feel sorry for Lukaku, who's a first-time ball forward in the sideways back-to-back team. Like you said, we'd lost as soon as we had the team news out because we had a midfield where Matic was born taking 3 touches on the ball. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely, it's shocking. Mark, I don't even want to take up any more time of the show. I'd like to hear other people's opinions and stuff. That's just. I mean, what can you do? What can you say? It's as clear as day. And what's Mourinho going to do? Start blaming bloody? Oh well, I didn't get this player. And I'm sick of it.
Fantastic call. Really enjoyed listening to you, and please do call in again.
I will do, Mark. See you later.
Cheers, pal. The thing is, we've had a few people say that, and they're right. Mourinho probably will hint that he's not been backed. But what I always say about that is that if the rumours are true, he wanted Jerome Boateng. He wanted Harry Maguire. Do these players actually make us a hell of a lot better than we are? Because, Lindelof was at fault for the Aguero goal. Smalling is Smalling. But is Boateng really that much better? No, he's not. He's got the turning space of a broken down dustbin lorry. And Harry Maguire, he's good, but is he infinitely better than Lindelof? I personally feel that United's problem is the CDM position, and I've been saying it for a long, long time. He's too slow, he takes too many touches like Damien said, and I think he's on the decline. And also, he's the man who's meant to take the ball from the back to the front. He's meant to take the ball off the back 4 like Carrick did and move it to the front quickly. He's not just a man who's meant to protect our back 4, which he's bad at, but he's also the dictator of getting the ball from back to front. So he's doing us on 2 levels, Matic. He's making us poor defensively and he's making us poor slowly. I think Matic's position is the key position for United, and it's not getting the headlines it deserves because he's been awful. Anyone who watches United, he's been awful for months. Bjorn Lundberg says Mourinho's destroying our club with his caveman tactics. He's turning into a joke. A complete laughing stock. I'm so disappointed we didn't try. Well, that's the big thing. Thanks, Bjorn, for the contribution. But that is the big thing. When people don't try in a derby, it does leave you embarrassed as fans. Make sure you drop a like on the video, everybody, because it's you lot calling in. I've already done my match reaction, and some of you may have seen that, but this is all about you lot calling in and having your say. So please do drop a like on the video. And I think we're doing another Skype show definitely one night this week. We normally do it on a Monday night, but we may well do it a couple of times this week, which is something to look forward to. United stand. Yeah, we do. Well, that's not hard. He says United stand. At least United stand's got more subscribers than all the City channels put together. I don't know whether they even if they have any. I don't know. FaZe Mood makes a great point. He says he's done what we feared with Fred. I mean, look, if you're playing a midfield 3 of Matic, Fellaini and Herrera because Pogba's injured, but then you're leaving a 50 million flair midfielder on the bench, you wonder how, for what reason did we even sign this player? And this, Fred is a player that, just on Fred for a moment, Fred is a player that Pep Guardiola wanted. Pep Guardiola wanted Fred. So he comes with a pedigree of talents. But this is the problem, I suppose, isn't it? This is the problem. Our manager, and Ruud Gullit was on about this a week ago on Match of the Day too. Our manager's got an obsession with tall players. And everybody else wants to play smaller players, but he wants to play long. The midfield was where it went wrong for me as far as I'm concerned. Ryan, can you hear me?
Yeah, how's it going, Mark?
I'm all right, you?
Could be better.
Give us your thoughts then. How are you feeling? What's frustrated you? And what's the way forward for Manchester United, do you think?
I think we need to get rid of Jose. I don't know what our board, what the hell we're doing anymore. I feel like our board just accepts this, and it's just unacceptable in my opinion.
How long? I mean, look, Mourinho's on about 4th place, top 4. He spoke after the game about a positive performance. He didn't want it to be described as a negative. He said he expects us to be top 4 by Christmas, like I say. We have got games against Palace, Fulham, Southampton to come. Just how, apparently Mourinho was very close to the sack a few weeks ago. How long do you think he's going to be here? Because the fan base, I hate saying divided, but it certainly is. But even if he wins the next few games, we've got Liverpool after that. He's going to go and do what he did against City. He's going to park the bus again. So it's very difficult for fans at the moment. I mean, how long have you sort of been Mourinho out, and what is it that's done it for you, really?
I've been Mourinho out since Sevilla. It was just pathetic how we set up against Sevilla, and we've been doing it for a while now. I don't understand. This club's been built on attacking football, but yet we continue to park the bus. It's that cowardly tactics that he keeps doing. Like, I don't want to attack, because they could hit us on the break, just like what happened today against City. Well, who cares? When the only option is to attack, just go attack. We need the result. What difference does it make if you lose 4-0 or like we did today, 3-1? Well, there's no difference. So just go out and attack. Us as fans, we can put up with losing to City as long as we go for it. I mean, this year, since he's been here, we can lose to pretty much anybody, and it's pathetic. We set up like a championship side. I mean, look at Bolton. We lost to Bolton, man. I mean, on pure talent alone, we should win that.
It's what was I going to say? It is interesting because I think you're right. United can lose to anybody, and on the same hand, we can beat anybody. But if you want to be a title winner, or you can't be like that. You've got to be consistent. You've got to win games, and I just think that it's just a very, very difficult situation because I just don't trust him, and I don't expect him. I think he'll grind wins out, but then we'll lose again, and I just think we're already so far behind. And then you've got the board as well. I think they're a factor.
Yep. No, I agree.
But what I mean, how long do you think he will be here? I mean, I've asked that question to somebody before, but I mean,
I think he's going to be here for the season
because we are already 8th. How bad does it need to get for this board to actually do something about it?
I have no idea what it's going to take because honestly, being where we are in the league, he should have got sacked. I mean, he consistently does this yo-yo thing throughout the season where we lose and then we get a couple results and then we lose again. And then, it's just, I don't know. Our board are spineless. They were supposed to sack him supposedly before no matter what happened with the Newcastle game. And then they didn't. So I honestly don't know if they will sack him.
No, we'll just have to wait and see. But thanks for calling in, Ryan. Really appreciate it. And please do call in again.
Absolutely. Hey, congrats on the 300,000 mark.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for that, pal. As I say, it's great, but it's just
yeah, it would have been a lot better.
So great, yeah. Cheers, pal.
Right, take care, Mark.
You too, pal. Nicholas P has made a contribution. He said, I've said this before. Even our smallest victories this season are overshadowed by Jose. All the headlines were about him getting his mojo back after Juve. The team's identity is dead. And you know what? I again, very, very good point. Make sure you drop a like on for all our callers, actually. But I do agree with that, because I think that I look at United and today, there's just nobody grabbing the team. There's nobody leading the team. I mean, Ashley Young, I thought he was crap today. I really did. I thought Smalling had him on toast. I mean, Alexi Nicola says, what will it take to sack Mourinho? Exactly. It's the sort of... I sort of feel the same, mate. I've got no idea what it will take for Jose Mourinho to get the sack from Manchester United, because we are 8th in the league. We're 8th in the league by fairness, I suppose, if that's the word, because we are where we deserve to be. There's no hiding away from the fact that how many games are we into the league now? 12? I don't know. 13 maybe? In fact, I can tell you. And we're 8th. I mean, yeah, we've played 12 games and we're 8th. And most embarrassing of all, I mean, if you think it's embarrassing enough that we had one shot on goal today, and that was the penalty. So we needed a penalty to have a shot on goal. On top of that, our goal difference is -1. -1. I can't remember United having a minus goal difference ever, and it's -1 after 12 games. That is terrible, and it demonstrates two things. One, we don't create many chances, and two, unlike last season, we concede a lot of chances now. So it's very, very interesting indeed as to the fact, and also as I said before, one of the other things that I think is really interesting is that we are in a situation at Manchester United where we have a manager who has lowered successfully. I remember saying this at the end of the season and in the summer. We've got a manager who has actually succeeded in lowering expectations so low at Manchester United that fans are with us 8th in the league, with us going to our biggest rivals, and with us playing such a negative brand of football, there are still Manchester United fans tonight backing this manager. That's how successful he's been at lowering some of our fans' expectations, that they still back him despite this embarrassing position we're in, which is year 3 with Jose Mourinho. 8th in the league, minus goal difference. It's amazing. It's an absolute amazing. As Eric says, we're a shambles, and we are a shambles. But that's the situation that we find ourselves in. Well, FaZe says, did you see the look on De Gea's face after the 3rd goal? That's the look I don't want to see on a player who's going to sign a new contract. Well, that is the problem that we face. Why would Martial and De Gea sign a new contract at the moment? Why would they do it? Because they're in that situation where they're probably looking at this and going, this is going to only get worse. This is only going to get worse. So yeah, it is a concern. Of course it is. I'm trying to just get another call here at the moment. Also, the Fancams should be coming in very soon. Skype is always problematic. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Is that Jack?
Yes, it is.
How you doing, pal? All right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, well, I'm not happy with the result, but I wasn't surprised with it. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. Obviously not the result we wanted, but what can we expect from Mourinho at these sort of times at the moment?
And I'm not going to be. I like to be even-handed on the Skype shows. The reality is we've had a very good month. I think we took 10 points from 12 before today. We beat Juventus. Where have you been sort of on Mourinho? Have you ever been Mourinho out, or do you still think he's got to be given more time?
I've been Mourinho out for like a fair while now, and I'm feeling it's sort of time for him to go, because he's just playing that defensive tactic now. If you're playing the defensive tactic, if you're going to play it, you're going to need to play it for like the last 20 minutes when you're holding out 2 or 3-0 against someone, not since minute 1.
I tell you what, it's interesting there. You just reminded me something from a previous call, so thanks for that. I tell you what, I think if you turned on that game when it was 2-1 to Man City with 10 minutes to go, and you didn't know what the score was, you would 100% you would have thought that City were losing, because we were losing the game, but we were still parking the bus and City was still attacking. It was really, really weird how we did that. And I think it was just because I don't know why it was, to be honest, but I think he's just terrified. I think we went there today to not get thrashed. That was my honest opinion. I don't know what you thought about the tactics, and to go to a derby and park the bus at Man City. Do you think he was right? Do you think he had no option with Pogba injured?
Well, I thought we did have an option to go attacking, because we could have played a 4-1-2-1-2 with Herrera as a CDM and Herrera and Fred as the centre mids, and have Mata as a central attacking midfielder where he's best suited, with Rashford and Martial up front.
See, I'd take you as manager straight away. I like the sound of that team, and I said I would like to have seen a Herrera, Pereira, Fred midfield three, and even keep the 4-3-3. But this is the problem. I mean, why is it that Jose Mourinho won't do these things that are sort of it's how Manchester United should play, but then he goes and puts giants in there and plays defensive? Why do you think he does that?
It's probably because he's scared to go in front of those big teams and perform. Now, when we were second last year, we were like, oh yeah, we've come second, we can go for the title. But now look at our position, look at our points, and look at our goal difference. It's just proper not correct on how United should be playing. And look at Ferguson. I don't think he's ever had a minus goal difference. And Mourinho, in 3 seasons, he's had a minus goal difference. It just shows how bad of a manager he is now.
You know what? Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, we're 8th in the league. We've got minus goal difference, like you said. We're turning up at one of our biggest rivals, and we're basically trying not to get beat. We have 1 shot on goal, which is a penalty. I mean, when you say that back, it's like, how is he still in a job? How is he surviving?
But the thing is, if he wants to play defensive, he should go to another league where it's not as competitive, because if the board needs to make the right decision while they've got enough time. Because if they're not going to sack him before January, then the new manager's going to have no chance.
Yeah, I mean, that's my fear. I do actually think he will be... Well, I mean, I'll ask you the question. The way things are, would you... we hit January. I'm sure Jose wants to spend money. Should he be given money in January?
We should give him money in January, but I think we should sack him and then give the new manager the money, and the manager can assess in January and say, oh, so we need to get a defensive midfielder and a centre-back. I have 100 mil, who can I go and get? So he can start off his January and try and fix up what Mourinho's done wrong.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. I hope it happens. But really, really good points, Jack, and thanks for calling in.
Thank you. Can I quickly ask a question?
Yeah.
I've got a YouTube channel. Am I allowed to put this on my YouTube channel?
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Cool. Thank you.
No worries at all.
Can you check out my YouTube channel, please?
What's it called?
I'll put it... it's called Jack Vlogs, and the vlogs is all capitals.
I'll have a look, mate. No worries.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for the call. Really
See
good.
ya.
Cheers, pal.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Skype is playing up again, so I'm just trying to close this call down, and then I should be able to take some more. Okay. I will check his YouTube channel out, because he was very, very polite. And you know what? We've had problems with people on Skype before, so it's always nice to get a nice caller. Anyway, look, I've got Flex trying to ring me. I'm hoping, let me just have a quick look at this. Please do remember to drop a like on the video, because I like doing these call-ins. We hadn't been doing them for a while for various reasons, but I do like doing them because we get you, the United Standers, opinion after the game, which is really important. I think in general, people are feeling very frustrated, very confused, and very embarrassed by the fact that we didn't go out there and give it a go tonight. So, yeah, very disappointed by that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We did hit 300,000 subscribers today, which is for you lot. It's your channel, it's your community, and it's a great achievement to do that. But I know, because I feel the same, it's a bit of a cheap suit, really, because it's a great achievement, but it's been destroyed by you-know-who and the approach to the game today. I was hoping we were going to hit it and we're going to get a win in the derby and we're going to build from something. And here we are back again thinking he's not the right manager. He is Mr. Negative, and where are we going as a football club? But make sure you drop a like for everyone who's called in. Really enjoyed all the calls. Nice to get a Mourinho winner as well. I'll be back tomorrow lunchtime, I think, with a show. It's the international break now. We've got loads of things planned What's Man United's best 11? How have the transfers gone? Youth review. Has Mourinho changed United? Should Mourinho stay at United? Loads of shows planned over the international break, so get involved with that. And obviously, Fancams are being uploaded now, so that's going to be very, very interesting to see what Flex, Rants, and anybody else they grabbed hold of has got to say. United fans at the ground, coming out the derby. Fancams will be going up soon. I'll speak to you all very soon as well.